How are you doing?
Got it. I'm doing good. We just drove back from Capitola this morning by the
Oh,
beach because I had to get a little peace of mind, you know?
absolutely. No better place to do it than Capitola.
Well, we love it there. It's just so peaceful and then it's not.
It's beautiful. It's really beautiful there, though. I really love going there. I used to go there a lot.
Yeah, yeah, it's different than Santa Cruz there. You know, they have their own police department, own fire department, everything's like self-contained. And I don't know, it's like a little oasis. We're very pleased.
It is. It is. My parents wanted to move to Capitola years and years ago.
Wow.
And I would have loved it so much, but my dad couldn't connect up with their city's water department. So
Oh,
it
yeah.
was,
Well, you'd have a tan all the time now too. Then, like me, I don't have a tan, but we should get one if we're living there.
yeah, right. Well, I should be getting one for sure.
I think we're the same color see-through.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. And by the way, I am sporting.
Oh, the red shirt. Yes, very few of those.
Yeah, that's what I understand. And I am sporting it.
And I was told they wouldn't be popular, and then
Oh, no. I
yeah,
don't think so.
I like them better than the black ones. The shirt wasn't a big hit anyway. I thought the saying people would like it was nothing to do with, I mean, it had something to do with the album, but the saying, life is music, music is life, I thought, oh, people are going to love this. Yeah, they want nothing to do with
I
it.
really liked it. I really liked that whole idea.
Yeah.
It really is. That's what life is all about. Music.
Well, it seems over the years that it has always been the common force in everybody's life, and of course, the universal language, they say, right?
Right, right.
You know, it's it's funny because I've always performed on stage. So I always think, why do people come out and they see a band play and everything? I mean, it's just like they love it so much because I'm on the opposite end of that. But
Yeah, right.
I had to figure out, well, because they don't play, and playing something is sort of a mystery if you don't play.
Mhm.
And maybe they don't sing, or they do sing a little bit, but they like it a lot, in the shower or something. And
Absolutely.
I, I don't know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I've become a shower singer.
Yeah, good.
That's my
You sing,
limit.
you sing anyway, from what I
I
remember.
did. I did. I used to sing a lot. I've been in some bands when I was young
Yeah.
and choir, church choir, all kinds of places like that. But as I aged, my voice started changing and I just really started having difficulty hitting those notes right on point. And I was just like really disappointed. Plus, I used to be a first soprano, second, and alto. I could
Wow.
do all three ranges when I was
Yeah.
young.
Well, well,
It was fun. But
never too late.
anyway, let's talk about Six Spice Lyrics.
Ah, the
What a
whirlwind.
what
It's
a band!
I am Diane. All I can say is the feeling I get, and I probably have maybe 25 albums to my name, quite a few.
Mhm,
I've never had the feeling that people actually want this to do well. I mean, they hope that it does well. You know,
mhm.
I could just feel it in the comments I mean, I think we went up 5,000 views and yesterday and the day before. I mean, went up a lot on the YouTube views.
Yes, I've been keeping track.
Yeah, and I think we're at 50,000 maybe now plus. And
Yeah,
I was thinking for a while it was a lot. The first single went up. We had like 36,000 in 3 days or in
yeah,
4 days.
you
Wow,
blew
it blew
up.
up.
Yep.
But the curiosity was there. The second one we had 12,000 and 15,000 in 2 days. And people are going, well, why does it matter? Why are you looking so close at this? It matters because the record company's looking at it.
Yeah, sure.
It matters because the touring that we're trying to do early next year is looking at it.
We'll be
Because
talking about that, by the way.
yeah, look at it on January, was it the 6th or the 12th? When we came out, we were the best kept secret. You knew, Ian knew, Rolf knew, Rebecca knew,
Yeah,
but we didn't let it out to the public. So we wanted it to come on. Boom, here we are.
Yeah.
And now at 90,000 YouTube views, it's 7, 8 weeks after the first release, we're starting to catch on pretty quick. But the second single was slower, Save the Night. And I thought, uh-oh, but now it's going quick,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, it is. It's
word spreads.
people are talking.
Yeah, I'm really encouraged by how people are just so positive about it. Even the record company president, who is very, he's German. He's a matter of fact, everything is like, hey, what about this? Okay, yes, right. You know, I mean, everything's very distinct and right on point.
Yep.
He said, they just don't make them like this anymore. What a fantastic song. I mean, of course, he signed us, so he loved it. But this is the, whoa, thank you.
That's
you know?
quite a compliment. That's
Yeah, we are very, very pleased with that. And, you know, we have a 3-record deal so far, so we're going to keep doing this. It's not a project, it's a band, and it's going to tour, it's going to play. I don't know if it's going to play in the US, though. It's going to start in Europe. I know.
you know how I feel about that.
The problem with the US is there's such a big discrepancy between the clubs you can play, which will be too small for us, you know, 150 to 400 people maybe, or is a United States kind of club. Then you jump to the 2,500 theaters, 5,000. In Europe, it's going to be easier for us to play the 5,000 seat places and even some big festivals. And here we need a bigger footprint before they'll book us. It's just different here, you know. So
that's too bad.
Yeah, definitely. Because I wouldn't have to travel quite as far. Stockholm's a long way from here, you know, but anyway, it's all good.
Yeah. Well, there'll be a time, I'm sure, where maybe you'll be able to get to the US and just find some places that'll accommodate what you need.
Yeah, my hope is that we probably rehearse at Soundtech, just like 3 and Alliance and all my bands I've been in. They always come here, you know. You've seen this before. You're in the studio. This is the console back here.
Yeah.
I'm singing. The headphones are out, and but there's a big space here to rehearse. And you know, if we rehearse here, we'll do one show somewhere that will keep kind of quiet because we need to put it in front of a few people, you know. So you never know. And if we did that, you of course would be invited.
I will fly if I have to.
You mean actually fly?
Yeah, I will spread those wings. I will take off.
Oh, funny.
Anyway, so you're talking about your album. It's coming out next month on the 19th.
August 19th. Yeah, the next single comes out on the 5th of August.
I was going to ask you about another video.
It's, you know, it's going to be risky. It's harder edged, the first 2. We have a thing we run from harder rock because we're a 3-piece based on mainly guitar stuff. And of course, I'm doing some keyboards in there, but mainly guitar. And that's hard driving, more Nigel's, you know, in Saxon, which is a heavy metal band. Right. We got that going. Then we have some more of the little more open stuff, which heads toward my history more. And this one's on the harder edge, and it's called China, and it's a commentary about the Chinese government, not the Chinese people. We support the Chinese people, but what the Chinese government is doing, infiltrating the world silently, kind of, you know. It's still a little scary. And the song just came out of me one night. Ian had sent me some guitar parts. I went, wow, I really like that. And I was going to bed and boom, there it was. I got on my phone and sang it in the phone real quick. And the next day I did a little demo and sent it to him. And
that fast.
You know, it's really, that song did just, I was reading about what they've been doing to these monks in China and basically just exterminating them and other things, you know, that were sort of upsetting. I think, gee, how can this happen? Of course, then that was before Ukraine came along and Russia. Right. How can this happen these days? You wonder. And, you know, I always write positive songs. Everything's, for me, it needs to be yeah, inspiration and some kind of life that you can do what you want to do if you have the right mindset. But this one was like to similar people with the homeless. You know, there's a certain cause that it really resonates with me. This one resonated because I thought, oh my God,
Yeah,
yeah, I couldn't believe that was going on, you
yeah.
know. And anyway, we don't have to get too deep into it, but I'm really wondering what people are going to think when it comes out because it is harder edged.
Yeah, that sounds like it's going to be very interesting. I'm
Yeah,
looking forward to that. And that comes out on the 5th.
that's the 5th, yeah. And the video is very cool for that. I
Oh,
believe I've told you this, maybe I haven't, but there's a graphic novel, which is like, you know, a Batman magazine, right?
right.
66 pages of drawings. I'm going to show you this. I just got the latest drawing. It's going to be a little hard to see in the phone, probably. Let me go back to one that's a little bit clearer because we're in a dark chapter right now. So the drawings are dark and there's some things in it. Let's see if that's just one of the pages in it.
Oh, wow.
This guy, JC Baez, is really good. Oh, let's see if I find it. It's interesting because he sends me his drawings in ink
Oh, my goodness.
and
Look
then
at
they're
that.
colorized after that. And Dyanne, this guy is really good. He's worked with John Anderson
Nah.
from Yes. He's worked with Peter Gabriel. He did a show in LA for Steve Hackett, guitarist for Genesis, and of course his
Mhm.
solo stuff. And he's worked the guy in Star Trek. This guy is a real pro. I'm seeing if I can find another one. Yeah, look at this. This is, and what's nice
Oh,
about it,
my goodness.
this is part of the song Yearning to Fly um, on the album. He contacted me. He goes, I really like your music. And if you ever wanted to do one of these, I'd like to talk to you about it. And this was about Third Impression, the t-shirt you have on, right? The
Ah,
last album with Keith. And I sort of saved it. I go, gee, I'm working with Ian Crichton now. We're writing these new songs. That would be the right thing to do. And when the album, we had 10 songs, I emailed him and said, JC, I think I got something we could work on. And he goes, well, is it a storyline? I said, no. He goes, well, you know, graphic novel is a story. I said, well, give me a week. I'll get back to you. And I looked at the songs and I changed the order of a couple of them on the album and it turned into a rock opera. I went, oh my God. And it's a positive rock opera, right? Because this guy starts out thinking that the world's an ugly place. There's no love. There's no beauty. And by the end of it, he's traveled through all these different things that have left their impression on him. And at the end, he realizes that it was his own personality inside of him that couldn't find the beauty. You know, we are what we think about. If you think negative, you're going to keep going negative. If you think positive, you know, the next day you're always going to do something that has value. And even the things that hurt have value, right?
right.
Being sick has value. Yeah, come
Oh,
on. You know,
yeah. Oh,
we
yeah.
thought we were going to lose. We thought we were going to lose you. And the comeback kid,
Oh, my God. I thought I was going to lose me.
well,
It was real bad. It was
you know,
real
it was
serious.
really bad. And I
Yeah.
think you probably learned about nutrition. I like the new hairdo,
Oh,
you
do
know?
you?
Yeah, it looks
I'm just
good.
trying it out.
Yeah, you know, and the shirt
Oh,
with
gotta
the blonde
love
haired red
this.
shirt. Come on, you know,
Gotta love the shirt.
there you
Just gotta
go.
love the shirt.
Everything, you're a very positive person too, or you wouldn't have got through it. So that's what this guy learns within these songs and all this stuff. And
Interesting.
it's amazing that, like the song China, the story came out of me. It took during that week, I wrote this story about tied together the songs, and then I sent it to JC. Then he goes, wow, this is really great. Have you done this before? And no, it just, you know, this is just a time of my life where this made sense to me.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited about these songs. And it, Ian Crichton is a fantastic guitar player. Oh my God. I mean,
Oh, yes, he is.
I wanted to
Wow.
work, yeah, I wanted to work with a guitarist that had the genius of a Keith Emerson on the keyboards. And
Yes.
I had no clue, you know. who to even think about. I was talking to my manager, Nick, and I said, well, he asked me, what are you going to do next? I said, the 3 series of 3 albums is done. Keith's gone. I have no more material. I can't genuinely do another 3 album. But, you know, Carl doesn't want to do it. And that, you know, he's not a songwriter anyway. So I would like to find somebody like Keith, but on the guitar, that has lots of ideas, lots of parts, not just power chords and ripping solos like Whitesnake. You know, I want a guy that makes up parts like Keith. When the songs go into the Emerson sections, you know that Keith wrote it. He's got that sound. That's
yeah, you can tell.
Oh yeah, you could tell. And Nick came up with Ian Crichton. I went, oh my God, I wouldn't have thought of him. Yes, you wonder if he'd be interested. And sure enough, he was. He knew of 3 and the 3/2 stuff, and he was interested, sent me some stuff. I started writing songs. They poured out. It's just came out of me. And I don't want to say it was easy, but it felt right. And the inspiration was always there, sort of like with the graphic novel, you know.
Yeah.
Now,
I think that's wonderful. And where did you say that it was the artist that got in touch with you? You wouldn't have thought of that, doing something like that without his call?
yeah, no, I wouldn't have thought about, you know, I don't buy graphic novels. I don't live in that world. I mean, you know me, this is my world at Soundtech, right?
Yeah, I
I've
know.
worked with people. Today I have Roger Steen in from the Tubes, right? He has a new solo album. I've been working with him on it. This is what I love to do. And when I go home, we have a little dinner. Rebecca and I maybe watch a little TV show. And, you know, she's a teacher. She goes to bed earlier than me. I'm on my tablet or my computer writing words or thinking about stuff. I
Yeah,
just
I
love it.
know. We've had some late night chat.
Yeah, you know, and that's my life. That's what I love to do. And I'm fortunate I get to do it. That's why every YouTube view that's, I go, oh my God, someone else is looking at this thing. What an honor, you know? And the comments, which I know you posted some, are like, wow. But no, I wouldn't have done it. Wouldn't even thought about it. But he said, I'd really like to do something with your music. Now, I'm a fan. I'm like, what? And then I look this guy up and go, oh my God, this guy's the real deal, you know?
Yeah, he's really good.
66 pages of the stuff, the art I've shown you. He's about halfway through. I think is he on in September. I think the end of September is the delivery date on that. And
Excellent.
yeah, there's a promotional sheet that Inside Out Records is going to put out on it, and it was supposed to come out yesterday, but I think we're waiting for distribution with a company called Burning Shed in Europe. Rebecca can't be mailing all these out. You know, all the T-shirts and all the 3.2 albums. She's the shipping department. And I tell you, and now with the 3.2 DVD with the Prague stock, Alive at Prague stock, it's been a lot of work. A lot of foreign countries are buying that. A lot of Japan, a lot of, I mean, all over the place. And those addresses, you got to write out that address. The Japanese have like 8 lines and you don't know where. It takes forever. And you know, I take it down to the post guy. There's a big old box, and he goes, yeah, I'll have this for you tomorrow. So he'll get it all ready. I'll go back in and pay for it. It's a lot of work. So
that is a lot of work.
Yeah, the graphic novel, we're gonna open up a whole new fan base of Star Trek fans and, you know, Batman and all this stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So
I'm actually very curious to look at that myself.
it's a beautiful piece of work. It's not all done. I mean, he's drawing furiously. I get 1 or 2 images a day and go, JC, how do you do this?
Yeah,
It's what he does, you know.
it's amazing. That is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
You know, some of the things that I was curious about too, and some people have talked to, is where 6x6 came from, where that name was born from.
You know, it's kind of funny. We had about 100 names on a sheet. As I just put down something, I'll put them all together, and then we'll have a Zoom call, the 3 of us, and see what we like. Well, I had come up with 6'6", which is the length of human DNA. And
kidding.
I thought, oh, is that cool or what? I said, oh, Dyanne, well, it's the length of human DNA. You go, wow, great idea. Well, it was taken by a band that was fairly You know, they had a couple albums. They had quite a few fans and stuff. You never heard of them. I think it was a hip hop thing too. So I thought, oh, geez. And the reason I found 6'6" because I like the way the S in Saga looks, and I like the way the S and X in Saxon look. So 6 has an S and an X. It's just they look good in the logo, and 6 foot, well, had a good meaning. I thought, well, they said, well, we can't use that. We looked at all these names, and they said, well, what about this? I made up the most disgusting, rude, nasty name. I said, look that up. And I think it was Nigel. He goes, bollocks, there's a band named that. I can't believe that. I said, yeah, everything's taken. Everything's taken, right? It was disgusting. I said, that's the problem. Everything's taken. So I thought, maybe this 6x6. And Ian goes, oh, I like that. He goes, and Ian's really, he's on the touring and he handles the business for Saga and everything. And he says, here they are, 6x6. He goes, it sounds good. I like it. And it was funny. He did an announcement like we were coming on stage. I thought, oh, maybe even better, 6 foot. Here they are, 6'6", 6x6. Hey, that does sound good.
Yeah,
And
actually, it sounds better.
yeah,
I
the
like it
foot
better.
almost sounds like a big creature, you know, 6'6". Oh, it's Sasquatch. And that's how it came about, really, based on
Wow.
that other name, but trying to, you know, keep the S and X in there.
Hmm. I
It's
like
fun.
it.
Yeah, it's who knows why. You know, a lot of people said with the 3.2, it should have been 3.1 because in computer language, that's the next version of the software. Well, it was the second, you know, Keith and I, second version of 3, and there was only 2 of us. There was all kinds of reasons we did that, you know. But this, it seems easy for people to remember. It looks good. The logo's really, really great, and I think, yeah, it's been posted on there with the dice in the middle.
Hmm.
My
I like
great
it.
friend Rob Fowler has done all. I mean, the album cover, the website, all the graphics. Everything. This guy, I don't know what to do without him. He is, you know, you say, hey, I need this. He goes, I'll get back to you. You know, and he researches and he digs deep and he does all these things that make it. I mean, to me, super special. That album cover, it's kind of an odd album cover, but it's really different and odd in a good way. It looks different among all the other album covers, right?
I have,
That's his mind,
yeah.
the genius of this guy, you know, out in Hollister, you know, which used
Oh,
to be a
no
really small
kidding.
town, but
Wow.
everybody's moving there now, and um, just incredible.
Wow, that's an incredible story. I like
Yeah,
that. I like that whole way of finding things. Now,
he's one of those guys. Since this is, you know, the group you are do with Ian Tasker called the Robert Berry Appreciation Group, which is something I wasn't comfortable with until we realized it's going to be about people I appreciate and you appreciate and Ian appreciates, not about appreciating me. Then I thought, well, okay, Rob's one of those people I appreciate that someday you really need to interview.
oh yeah,
Oh, he's
love
amazing.
to.
Oh my God, that'll be like a 10-hour interview.
Oh my goodness, that'd be awesome. That would
Yeah.
be absolutely awesome. Now, some people also have asked about the history of your career, as far as you started out with one instrument, and which was.
I started taking piano lessons when I was 6. My dad had a piano and organ store, and the teacher there, Carolyn Bowl, was her name. She's really tough, you know, and I had to be her star pupil because my dad owned the store. So she'd always put me in all these student or what they call it, teacher association competitions and stuff. And I was really a shy kid. I played stuff on piano that was more like the way Keith Emerson could play throughout his life. I couldn't play that stuff now. I didn't keep it up, but I was playing super hard music, classical music. And then my dad took on Vox guitars and amps, brought them over from England because the organ company, Thomas Organs, that he sold, was bringing Vox over. Just a brilliant move by an organ company because organs went out and guitars and amps came in big, right?
Right, right.
Oh, I got a guitar as a present when I was in 7th grade and took 2 lessons and said, I've taken enough lessons on piano. I took lessons for 8 years on piano. So I didn't want guitar lessons too, so I taught myself guitar at that point. And
Yourself guitar. How did you do that?
well, I mean, the teacher showed me a few chords, and then you start copying songs. You have a little book that has the fingering on it. You go, oh, Creedence Clearwater does the E and then the D, and you sort of figure it out. And
Yeah.
same way I did recording. I had a stereo tape recorder in my dad's garage. He had a band too. They have the drum set in there. I have my guitar now, and there was a little piano that he didn't have at the store because it's junky. So I was in the garage, and I just had some instruments, and I start recording them and try to make them sound like what I heard in a record, which was impossible with one microphone and a junky mixer. But it started me out doing that also. So I went from piano, then piano and guitar, and then to recording, where I had to start playing drums because, well, you can't do a song without a drum beat, right?
Right.
And it just developed that way.
You doggone. That takes a lot of natural talent, I think, to be able.
I'm not so sure. I didn't want it. They'd come to the door and say, hey, can Robert come out and play baseball? I didn't want to play baseball. I'm not non-spike, uncoordinated when it comes to sports. I'd be playing piano or drums or something in the garage, They couldn't get me out of that house. So I think it was my safe place. And you do anything long enough. You can do anything in the world you want to do if you really love it and really want to do it. There's no holding things back if you want to do it.
Absolutely not. Absolutely. I still agree with that. And now we talked about tours. We talked about what else was on the things to do list. I'm trying to think about all the things we have listed on there, projects and your career. I think that we talked about 6x6 and where they're going to be playing, which is
that album's coming out on the 19th of August, and it's probably the most important thing that's ever happened in my career since I hooked up with Keith Emerson and Carl Palmer.
I am so excited for this album, I have to say, because when I listened to watched the first video, I was blown away. I was like, this is really awesome. This has got, again, you work with this sound. You have this sound, this powerful sound. And there's nothing light about it. It is there. And it makes me want to move, or it makes me want to it energizes. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Alexa, tell Roomba to stop. Sorry.
Alexa, shut up, huh? Is that your maid?
See? Guess I'll be eliminating that. But then I
have to tell you, you're talking about the sound and stuff.
Just a moment.
A really interesting piece of that is that Ian Crichton, of course, is in Saga. That's his band. 40 years, 35 years, whatever it's been. Saga is a keyboard-based band. Then everything is really tight and organized and what do they call it? Quantized, where it all has to be clean and no noise and all that. He wanted to get in a 3-piece band where the guitar can just do and leave all the stuff, whatever it is, keep it alive, right? So this was the perfect vehicle for him to reckless abandonment, do what he wanted to do. Nigel, who's in Saxon, is a huge progressive rock fan. He just happens to be in a heavy metal band. He was in GTR with me with Steve Howe, 87, right?
Yes.
So Nigel can bring that heavy metal pounding, hard grooving thing, but also likes the little things you can do in between. And he has struck the perfect balance between hard rock and John Bonham boom, boom, boom stuff and the Alan White kind of yes stuff, or the Cozy Powell type of ELP. I mean, there's a balance there. He's not copying those guys. I don't mean it that way.
No.
I mean, he's solid and still has the stuff,
He does. So he really does.
The sound came together because these guys were both looking to do something with their capabilities, open-ended. and we all get together and do exactly what we do the way we want to do it, and it turns into this. It's like, well, okay, that seems to be the magic combination. Anyway,
Oh, it's just been such a wonderful journey for me to watch you guys, get together, form a band, and you have some incredible songs. Again, I cannot wait for this album because from what I've heard so far, I'm just dying to get a hold of it. This is something that I'm actually craving to have in my possession.
there's a couple on there that you're gonna like even more. I know you, and you know what? I could have sent them to you, but I didn't, because here's the thing. Oh, yeah, I tell this to people in the studio all the time. We finish an album, I say, don't play it for all your friends until it's done. Don't play it for your family until, let a few things out. But if you ruin the excitement, I wouldn't have that smile on your face right now. You say, oh yeah, I've heard it, it's really good. And it's like a Christmas present. The best part is waiting to get it.
Oh my goodness, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. This band is going to be the most refreshing band to come out in 2022, I think. I think that it's the music is so, again, it's inspiring. It's the sound is just incredible. Each one of you have amazing talent with what you do. I mean, I've watched a video where you have the parts where they show you playing, and it's just I'm blown by the skill level. It's
yeah, we did those right here in the studio too. We didn't go get green screen. We didn't all this production and stuff. Hey, here's us playing, and then they
I
just
like
put a
that.
few pieces in there.
I
We're,
totally like that. I recognized the studio. I was
yeah,
like, oh, I think I know where that was.
yeah. It's the whole thing's really organic. It's coming naturally. We're, like I say, we're doing what we do the way we do it. My piece, the lyrics and writing the song, Ian sends me the little guitar part pieces here and there, and I make songs. That's the same thing Keith did.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd find that on a writing companion again. And it's just magical for me. I just couldn't be happy. So excited.
Are you the only one that writes the lyrics?
Yes. And you know what? Ian also sort of opened me up on that, because I tend to write lyrics and then make sure they all make sense.
Mhm.
And he goes, I kind of like when lyrics are a little more psychedelic. I said, psychedelic? Yeah, you read whatever into them. But I thought, wow, maybe I won't try to go back for that third revision. You sort of write a few things down. I start recording a demo and I fix all the lyrics, so I'm singing the work vocal.
Mhm.
There it is. And then, when the guys are thinking about what they're going to do, I'll go back and say, okay, now this needs to be all in the first person or second person, and this needs to make sense here, and I'll tidy it up. I didn't do that on this one. This is the lyrics that were done when I recorded the work vocal on the basic track when I'm writing the song part of it, And I think it's actually a good thing. It's left some open ends that different people will read a few different things into it.
Yep.
I'm just hoping that they don't think China is negative on the Chinese people, because it's definitely not.
I'm sure that we'll be able to figure out in your lyrics exactly who we're talking about.
Yeah, definitely. Long, you never know people these days.
Well, I guess not, but I think your lyrics are always pretty standalone, and this is what it's about.
Yeah, I think so. You know me. Before something comes out, I'm like Save the Night. I go, oh, they're never going to wait for the chorus for that. It takes like 3 minutes to get there, and yeah, they're going to, after the first minute and a half, they'll turn it off, and it didn't happen. People go, wow, we like this better than the first one. Listen to that chorus, and then Thomas from the record company says they don't write them like this anymore. This is a great song.
Exactly.
Evidently, people are waiting and they like the message in that song, which is nice too.
Yes, it is. I love these two songs so much. It's different than what I've heard before, yet there are some similarities. Like, again, that power of the sound from from Third Impression.
Right.
was there.
You had to read your T-shirt there, didn't you? Third impression.
Yeah, really. Well, I wanted to say 3.2. I'm like, no, no, no. The one after that was third impression. That one had just amazing power in it. And this one does as well. And I love the power of that sound. It just gives me goosebumps. It just opens up my mind. I love it. I don't want that soft sound necessarily. You know, when we're doing rock and roll, we're doing some progressive rock, and it's not a ballad. You know, you want to feel it. And
Well,
these two videos,
yeah.
I feel.
There's a couple songs I think you're really going to like. One is called Reason to Feel Calm Again. And it's amazing what Ian did with the guitar. It sounds like a bagpipe at the beginning. It's a guitar. It's like, it's an amazing, it's just, you feel like you're out there in the Scottish hills, you know. The hills.
Nice.
And then there's another one that's very short called Live Forever. That's just finger picking guitar singing with a bunch of harmonies in it, that it just comes on real quick and is gone. It's sort of cleansed the palate right in the middle of the album. And I'm thinking you're going to like both those.
I'm thinking I probably will too. I definitely like that bagpipe sound.
Oh, that's going to be, wait till you hear that. I went, how did you get this sound? My God. And of course it goes into a whole song, but it starts with that. I was like, man, that's got to be the song we open the set with. I just want to walk out there and play that thing. I went, oh my God. And of course, Save the Night was planned, the last song written, for the end of our set live. Because that chorus at the end, you know, I have the two female background singers on there.
Yeah.
And it's exciting, I think.
Awesome. It's awesome. And you know what? We're about out of time.
I knew it would go quick.
I know it too. Always does.
Well, I want to thank you. I want to thank Ian. You two do an amazing job of letting people know what's going on. And, you know, I promised you video and interview on a couple guys I started my career with way back when I was 12 years old. And I want you to talk to Rob Fowler and a few people too. But we'll get to all that. There's just so much going on.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to thank you. I'm very honored to be able to sit down with you and be able to talk about 6x6 and your career and just all kinds of different topics that I know people are going to want to hear. So I really appreciate you taking the time to talk with me.
Oh, I appreciate all you do. I'm so glad that you're looking good, you're sounding good, you're healthy. You know, you do have to feed Alexa, though. I know you got to go. So
yeah, well, yeah, I do have to do that. But I want to wish you all the best, and I'll be looking forward to that new video coming out on the 5th. And everyone else will be too, I'm sure. We'll all mark our calendars for the big day.
Very cool. Well, thank you.
19th of August.
All right. Well, I will talk to you soon. We speak quite often.
Yes, we do. Take care now.
All right. I'll see you later, Dyanne. Thank you.
Bye-bye. I didn't want to do that for a...
Sorry, I didn't think about turning this.
Yeah, I didn't either. It's my fault too. I should have known that she was going to run today.
Well, maybe you have a